Good morning, good morning. Good morning, TikTok. Happy Monday. I hope everybody is fabulous. And we are here doing live coaching, back at my usual time slot for live coaching. I have missed you guys. I have not been able to make my usual time slot for a little while now. Last week in particular was a bit of a shit show. But here we are, back with regularly scheduled programming and here to do live coaching on emotional intelligence. Hey Isaac, good morning. I'm on nail painting duty today, so I'm not going to be able to flap my arms around too much. I've got to keep my hands still. Right, we're trying to decide what colour to do. I'm thinking this one. Am I going to do two colours? Like practically the same colour. Hello, hello. Look at that close up. What's happened to this one? So, live coaching. What did I make my video about today? Yes, about saying yes. So, somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago why I have, okay, seeing as you're the only one here, Isaac. There we go. Right, I want to do pink and, oh, what is a rosa? Rosa, oh my God, I said that in Portuguese. Rosa, it's an R, it's not an H. Rosa, beautiful, thank you. Right, I do need to start painting my nails, but while there's nobody here, I can flap my arms around a little bit. Anthony, you're gonna come on. So I was just speaking to my friend Maddie, who does astrology, and I was asking her if she wants to come on one of my lives one day so that we can talk about astrology and how it ties in with intuition. Okay, I'm thinking these two colours. We're going to do these two colours. All right, I got to start painting. I don't know if I can... see if I can wedge my phone up a bit. You're going to stand there? No, it's not going to work. Can't get the camera pointing down at the table. So in this morning's coaching video, I was talking about yes, the power of saying yes. Somebody asked me a few weeks ago how I have come to experience so many different, varied and random things in my life. And I thought about it and realised that one of the reasons I have experienced so many random things is because I say yes every time anybody asks me to do anything, pretty much. So I do consult with my intuition on whether I want to take up an opportunity or not. But I find that often when opportunities come into your life, it's for a reason. It's because you are meant to do them. And so I say yes. I say yes a lot. And this is how I'm able to experience so many random things in my life. So a few examples of that would be I was once a backing dancer. Sorry, it's only me here. That's all right. I was just sharing the live to a few people. It's because I've come on a little bit early, and also I was like not here this week, so I think I've been forgotten about. Oh no. But it's my own fault. I've been having meetings at 11 almost every day. It's super annoying. So I tend to always say yes whenever somebody offers me an opportunity to try something new or go somewhere new. So more arm hair content. Well, yes, I don't mind showing my arm hair, but I do also need to paint my nails, Isaac. So I can't flap my arms around while I'm painting my nails. Or filing my nails, apparently. I'm trying. Yeah, I can put it like that. Is that working? I got to be careful when I upload these onto YouTube. Right, do you know what? Seeing as it's only you here, Isaac, and I know that all you are interested in is my arm hair, I'm just not going to talk. And let's see if anybody else comes on. Number 1 gifter badge. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. I've realised I don't actually know how to get money out of TikTok. I don't know how much I have right now, probably like $1. But I don't know how to get it off of TikTok. I probably can't extract $1. What is going on today? TikTok really hates me that I haven't been on. I'm gonna paint my nails here like this. I think this works better, right? Is nobody joining because I'm not talking? And here I was thinking that my talking annoyed people. I suppose that's really all that TikToking is. Don't mind, no one's here. It's weird. Why is nobody here? Like, I usually have to talk to myself for a minute or two at the beginning of my lives, but normally then somebody comes and joins. Gives me something to talk about. White rose. Like that. Eduardo, good morning. All right. So I made a post about this morning about how I have come to experience so many different things in my life. And I believe it to be a function of saying yes. And the person that I was talking to at the time is not a yes person. So the person that asked me this said that they haven't had very many life experiences, and they wanted to start experiencing more of life. And my advice to them was to start saying yes. So whenever you get an opportunity to try something new, say yes, even if it scares you, even if you think you can't do it, even if you think you are not ready to do it, say yes. And I do this all the time. So a great example of this would be when I was traveling in New Zealand. So I went traveling in New Zealand when I was 27. I just turned 27. And I was doing a bus trip called the Kiwi Experience, which I had selected the most extensive one that went everywhere in New Zealand, of course. And I was traveling on the bus with a group of like 25 people. And I noticed that every place we stopped, there was an opportunity to do an activity. Hey, Jason! Thanks for joining. So every place that we went in New Zealand had the opportunity to do an activity. And whenever we were asked the day before if we wanted to do the activity the next day, I would say yes. Yes, I want to do glacier walking. Yes, I want to do bungee jumping. Yes, I want to do skydiving. Yes, I want to do zorbing. Yes, I want to do whitewater rafting. Yes, I want to go down into the Waikiki caves and see the glowworms. Yes, 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 yes. I always say yes. And it's worth noting at this point that I do consult with my intuition. If my intuition it says no, and remember, when your intuition says no, it means that sinking feeling that you get in your gut when something doesn't feel right, then it's a no. But at all other times, it's a yes from me. And this is how I've come to have such varied, crazy experiences in my life. I was just remembering, I'm not sure why I was just remembering, but I was just remembering this one time. I used to take dance lessons, and there was a big boy band. So this was during the 90s. I was a teenager, and there was this big boy band called Boyzone. So you may have heard of Ronan Keating. I think he's one of the judges on The Voice. He's from Boyzone. Who else is famous from Boyzone? I think the other famous guy actually passed away recently. Oh no, that might have been someone else. Anyway, they were huge at the time. Boyzone were around having number one records for 10 years in the 90s and early 2000s. and I didn't particularly like them, but they were touring, and so my dance school was asked if we wanted to be the backing dancers for Boyzone. And my friend, who was a great dancer, said no. She was afraid there would be, I think, so it was being held at the NEC in Birmingham, which I think seats about 12 or 15,000 people. So she was afraid. She didn't want to do it. She said no. And I said yes. And so now I get to say that when I was 13, I was a backing dancer for Boyzone. And she gets to say that she was scared and didn't do that. It's the power of saying yes. Olá, eu lembro de você no jogo do Flamengo Vasco ontem. Thanks, Eduardo. Obrigada. Vasco pediu. Foi muito ruim, muito ruim. Eduardo is reminding me that Vasco lost yesterday to their biggest rivals, Flamengo, 6-1. 6-1. Né, Eduardo? Not good. So this is the power of saying yes. And I believe that one of the big reasons that we are here, that we come to Earth, is to experience as much of it as possible, to travel as much as possible, to meet as many people as possible, and to do as many things as we possibly can in order to experience this beautiful planet. So this is a nice segue. Jason, are you still here? Have you said yes to anything new in the past couple of weeks since you and I spoke? Can you tell us about it? Because I remember asking you like a week later and you said you had said yes to some things, but you hadn't done them yet. So have you tried anything new off the back of saying yes to stuff? I would love to know. Hi, Leandro in Liverpool. Welcome. I'm in Goiás. It's winter here, which means it's only 25 degrees in the daytime. I keep seeing my friends here on Instagram and TikTok posting with log fires and woolly hats, and it's hotter than it is in the British summer. So that's cute. I've gone to remote places I wouldn't have thought of going to before by saying yes. Amazing. Did you experience anything in those remote places? Now, there we go. Nice new nails. I painted them blue last week and they looked natty real fast. I don't really know what I'm doing with that random purple one there. That doesn't look as nice as I thought it was going to. Euphoria. Wow. Well, there we go, guys. Jason experienced euphoria by saying yes to going somewhere new. I love that. I love that. So here's a little update on what's happening with me and Universal. My husband is experiencing some self-sabotaging tendencies. I don't know if it's my husband or the hotel owner, but we have been offered a hotel to go rent and use as our own in order to host Universal retreats and sort of use as an Airbnb to make money from. And all we need to do is have a conversation with him about it, when we will start, how much we will pay, get some information so we can log into the social media, things like that. And for 3.5 weeks, or maybe 2 weeks, it was 2 weeks, it was a Monday. So for 2 full weeks, I've been saying to my husband, let's organise this conversation because we should move in 4 weeks. We should move in 4 weeks. And for 2 weeks, that has not happened. You may sense that I'm becoming a little bit frustrated by this, and I am. This is very much like a Brazil thing as well, like in the UK or in the US, probably the same. If you want to have a talk with somebody, you schedule a meeting okay, let's talk at this time on this day, and then you both attend the meeting and you have the talk, and then you leave the meeting, right? That doesn't happen in Brazil. In Brazil, it's like, yeah, we'll talk, and then and then nothing, and then nothing. So for 2 weeks, I've been trying to have this conversation. We've had to delay our moving because I'm going to be very busy for the second 2 weeks of July. So we would have to move the first week of July so that we can get our internet and everything set up. And seeing as we haven't yet had the conversation, we can't move the first week of July. So I'm frustrated. However, everything happens at its own perfect pace. And so I'm sure there is a reason that it will be better to go to Caraíba in August instead of July. So we'll do that instead. Yes, go on, update me on the room. Sorry, Jason, I knew there was something that we were going to talk about this morning, but I forgot what it was, which is why I didn't ask. So go ahead and update me on what's happening with Cranky Kathy. If you spoke to her, if she is him, I think it's actually a him, isn't it? If they are in fact leaving, how that makes you feel, and what you've done with those feelings. I'm struggling to fill the silences with chatter today because I have been really... Oh, it is a her. Okay. I've been really sick, guys. I got a virus on Friday and I rested. I did what my body was telling me to do. I rested. And then on Saturday, I was like, great, I'm not sick anymore. So I started cleaning the house because it was awful. I was looking after the kids, I was doing laundry, and then by like lunchtime on Saturday, I was so sick again. And then my husband got sick yesterday, so I haven't been, and he's still sick today, so I haven't been able to rest since I got sick the second time. So I'm all right, but I think my head is still a little bit fuzzy. When I came back from San Francisco, I saw she had her bags packed and under the stairs presumably. So I bit the bullet and asked, is she moving? Oh my God, this is such a cliffhanger, Jason. Do you want to come up here? Do you have enough followers? Can you talk to me in real time? No, you don't have enough followers. Okay, go on then. We'll do it in the chat. We'll do it slowly. I think we discovered sorry, I'm reading. What happened was our landlord told her on May 20th, so that's almost 2 weeks ago, he doesn't want to rent rooms to people anymore. The only reason she didn't tell me she was leaving is because she thought that I was leaving too. So she thought you knew. So what's happening, Jason? What about your room? I'm also interested because I actually used to work as a rental advocate, a tenant's advocate, and I am not super familiar with the laws in the US. I believe each state also has its own rental laws, but I might be able to point you in the direction of some helpful information because this has to be done in a particular way. If your landlord wants to terminate your contract, they have to give you, I'm going to have to double check this because this is like UK and Australia specific, but generally speaking, the laws in the US are similar. But she's Ukrainian, Jesus. And the government stopped providing funding they did to people who hosted Ukrainians, like additional funding. Ooh, okay, this is taking a different route. So perhaps your landlord just wanted the Ukrainian out because they're not getting paid extra for them anymore. Okay, I know I need to wait for you to tell me all the things. I'm so impatient. But also your landlord shouldn't be able, even if your roommate is Ukrainian. Yeah, that's. I mean, it sounds like it could be the case, Jason. So things to note. Any more? And he said that other thing to her, and he said that as an excuse. Yeah. So things to note, and it's up to you if you want to share this with your roommate or not. Because even though she's not from the US, it doesn't matter. These rules should still apply. So if the landlord wants to kick somebody out of a rental property, they have to give the proper amount of notice. So the proper amount of notice is usually around 2 months. In some situations, it can be less. And in the US, in some states, maybe it is less. But it's usually going to be 60 to 90 days notice, okay? And it must be written notice. So it must be a letter, an email. What other types of written notice are there? It must be a letter or an email or a text maybe, but it must be in writing, and the notice must say the reason why you're being asked to leave, and it must be a valid legal reason, probably not text. It's in writing, okay? So text might count, I'm not sure, but like an email or a written letter. So check this for your state, Jason. Notice must be provided in writing. It must give a minimum time period. I don't know what the time period is for Georgia, but in Australia or the UK, it's 60 days minimum, 90 days maximum, somewhere in between there. I would have thought it would never be less than like 30 days anywhere. It shouldn't be, or 28 days. So written notice, correct amount of notice, also the reason that you're being asked to leave. Most places have a list of valid reasons that landlords are able to ask you to leave. So one valid reason would be because the contract has ended, right? Valid reason. One valid reason would be because they want to refurbish the property. Another valid reason could be because they want to move into the property. They don't want to rent it out anymore. Or a family member of theirs wants to move in. But there's usually a list of valid reasons, and changing your mind because funding has been taken away is probably not a valid reason. Like 99% is not going to be a valid reason. So if you want to help her out, or if you want to know for your own benefit, if you want to give her a chance to stay, go look into these things, okay? I actually run a Facebook group helping people with this stuff, but it's only going to be for Australia and UK, so it's not going to be that much help to you. But go look up your state, your local government website. They will have an area for renting where they will specify what the rental rules are. And it sounds to me like your landlord is potentially illegally kicking out your roommate. It's also might be worth, well, it probably is worth speaking to your landlord to see if they want you to leave as well, because this stuff is going to be very relevant to you if they want you to leave. And presumably you don't want to leave, right? Because I think you have was it till September? Like you ideally want to stay. Oh no, 9 months, wasn't it? Your fiance's contract ends in 9 months. So you ideally want to stay there for 9 months, I believe. So yeah, go look into that stuff, because there may be a chance that she can stay. And there may be a chance you need to protect yourself if the landlord's going to try and get you out as well. That was a total side thing, just because I happen to know a lot about this. In fact, my other TikTok channel is all about renting, so I used to do these lives on my other TikTok channel just answering rental questions from people. Then I'm going, if my landlord wanted me to leave too, why wouldn't he tell me back when he told her? So the fact that your landlord hasn't told you means he cannot ask you to leave without providing written notice and the correct amount of time. Your landlord cannot ask you to leave like in a week or 2 weeks, and the valid reason, right? He needs these 3 things in order to get you to leave. But he also needs these 3 things in order to get her to leave. Has she found somewhere else? Hi T3, oi, bom dia, tudo bem? I'm trying to... She has found somewhere else. Okay, so maybe she doesn't want any help staying there, but it's worth finding out still, for your own peace of mind. And like the fact that your landlord would potentially illegally kick someone out for money is not ideal, obviously. So you probably just want to have a little bit of knowledge in your back pocket, Jason, in case he tries some similar shenanigans with you. Just protect yourself. Landlords, so I'm a landlord. I don't know if you know this. I don't talk about it very much. I'm a landlord. I own a property in London, and I'm also a tenant because I rent my property where I live, and I always rented in Australia. So I know a lot. Like I had a lot of problems with landlords and as a tenant, and so that's why I started working as a tenant advocate. And so I know a lot about this, and landlords take advantage of tenants all the time, and particularly in the current rental market. I don't know how it is in Georgia, but I know in Australia and in the UK, the rental market is extremely competitive. It's very difficult to find a rental. People are having to live in tents a lot of the time because they can't find rentals, and so landlords are doing really shady things. They're kicking people out and then like doubling the rent, kicking people out illegally and then doubling the rent. Real estate agents are illegally recommending landlords to do this. I actually saw an email from Ray White, which is a real estate in Australia, recommending to landlords that they kick their tenants out illegally so that they can double the rent and find new tenants. Anyway, I got up on my high horse about that a little bit at the time. Como você aprendeu português? Eu aprendi no Duolingo. I think my landlord took advantage of her being Ukrainian and not knowing proper US rental laws. Yes, I believe you are correct. T3, você tá brasileiro? T3. And landlords do that all the time, Jason, and they don't just do it with foreigners, they do it with everybody, because most people don't know the rental laws, most people don't know their rights, most people get taken advantage of as renters. So yes, so this is exactly why I started helping tenants, right? Because they get taken advantage of all the time, and I don't like people being taken advantage of. I was looking into some astrology stuff this weekend, and one of my signs is Libra. My rising sign is Libra, which is the scales. And so rising signs are a symbol of like what you should be doing with your life, like how you identify, how you should like areas that you could work in to like feel satisfied and stuff like this. And so me being Libra with the scales means I have this big passion for like justice and things being fair and right, which is one of the reasons that I do my coaching, because I want to help everybody kind of have an opportunity at a great life. And I don't want to gatekeep information. I want to be fair. I want everybody to have an equal opportunity, an equal chance at living a great life, right? But it also comes into play with things like this. Like when I see people being taken advantage of, like it really gets under my skin, and I really want to like jump in and help out and try and get the scales even again. So yeah, like Jason, feel free to DM me on this if you need any further help, or if she needs any further help, or like I can go figure out where it is that you guys need to look to get the right information for Georgia, because I hate stuff like this. I hate people being taken advantage of. I hate yeah, I hate injustice, and I'm putting it down to my astrology. So what was the other, I was talking at the beginning of the call about saying yes and experiencing new things, and then I made another post about, oh yeah, it was about me being sick. Hello, Steve the Power. Welcome back. It's been a long time. I'm doing excellent, thank you. I'm really excited to start doing some proper official updates on here about the retreat, and about having you guys come to Brazil to work with me, and even just like making new content from the beach. Like, I'm so excited to start making my content from the beach outside, because I make most of my content at the moment in my backyard, and it's like covered in laundry and a bit boring. And soon I'm going to be able to start making all my content from the beach. I'm going to live literally like 30 seconds walk from there. I can't wait, but I need to have this conversation. Actually, that's an interesting thing, because I get impatient a lot. I like, when I have an idea, I like to move forward with the idea. I like to, make a start on it, get rolling. And so having been sat on this idea for 2 weeks, waiting to just have the initial conversation about it, is super frustrating for me. But of course, the fact that I'm finding it frustrating is one of my limitations, right? I want everything done on my schedule. I want everything done as quickly as possible. It makes me very uncomfortable when I have to work to other people's schedules. I'm just going to go and sit on the couch, actually, because I've finished painting my nails now. I have a bit of an injury. That means I'm not able to go to the gym at the moment. It also means I'm very uncomfortable when I'm sitting down. Read into that what you will. Ouch. Okay. I'm on my rocking chair. So yes, Steve, I'm doing great. I'm doing excellent. I'm working on my limitations. I'm working on not being frustrated by the fact that moving to the beach is not happening on my timeline. And I did make a post the other day about how life is what happens when you are busy making other plans. And that is definitely what I'm experiencing at the moment. But it's also a lesson in intention setting. Hello, where are you in Brazil? I'm in Goiás. So when you want to achieve something in your life, when you have a big goal or a dream that you're working towards, one of the most important things that you can do is first you set an intention, right? This is what I want. That's setting an intention. I want this, okay? I want to open a healing centre in Caraíva to help people obtain their dream lives, right? That's what I want. That's my intention. But the second part of that people sometimes forget about, that's an equally important part. Well, actually, no, it's the third part. The second part is taking action on that, right? First, you set the intention, then you take action. And then the third part, we'll finally get there, is letting go of how you think it has to happen. Letting go of your plans, letting go of your timeline, letting go of your how. Because when you have a big dream, a big goal that you don't really know how you're going to get to because it's too big or it's too complicated, or I've never opened a healing center before. I don't know how. So the only way that I can do it is by totally letting go of how I think it has to be done and the timing that I think it has to be done in, because I don't know. And when you think you do know, you immediately, sorry, the dogs. There we go, dogs here. You immediately close yourself off to all other. That's where my arm was. You've got eye ink. You immediately close yourself off to all other ways that could possibly happen. She likes to be close to me, but she makes herself look so uncomfortable. Are you comfortable? The eye gunk is still there, Cherry. I can't. She's got eye gunk. I need to get it out, and I can't because I'm holding my phone. Se eu falo português, eu falo pouco. Eu preciso falar mais português na Caraíva, porque eu vou tenho meu empresário, minha posada. meu português não é muito boa. I'm trying to say that when I move to Caraíva, I will need to improve my Portuguese because I will be a business owner. Empresadora? Is that the right word? Empresadora. I will be a business owner, so I will need better Portuguese than my fumbling Portuguese at the moment. It feels like I'm going through a major grief process over it. Not like I'm weeping uncontrollably, but I'm just sad about it because it's just us two in the house. Emprendedora. Obrigada. Yeah, I get it, Jason. I get it. I would be the same. I would be really upset, and I would also have a lot of feelings around the fact that she's not leaving out of choice, and in fact she's probably most likely leaving because of the greed of your landlord. You know, like it's not fair. And like things not being fair is like life is not fair. Life was never meant to be fair. Humans have this attitude that things should be fair, but they shouldn't. There's no such thing as fair. However, I still hate unfairness, and I still strive to make things fair where possible. But all that is to say that there's no guarantees that things should be fair. So with situations like this, where it's not fair, but it's happened and it is what it is, like I get it. You've got feelings about that. I would have feelings about that too. But we know what to do with feelings, right, Jason? When you get feelings about something that you don't like, something that's making you sad, something that's depressing you, you've got to let the feelings move through you. Allow yourself to feel them fully. Don't suppress them, don't repress them, don't express them, don't avoid them. Allow yourself to feel the feelings fully. Allow the feelings to move through you so that you can let them go. And of course, you can always choose your language. You can always choose to tell yourself that, you know, your roommate's going to be really happy in their new place, that everything happened for the best. And choose your language around the situation so that you can feel better about it. But yeah, work through those negative feelings first. Where are you from? I'm from the UK. I'm from Sheffield in the UK, and then I lived in Australia for 12 years, and now I live in Brazil, in Goiás, and in a few months I will be moving to Bahia. Another interesting thing about the move is that my husband hadn't wanted to tell his parents, and my daughter told them this weekend. So now they are giving us a lot of shit about moving. They don't want us to move. They're telling us not to go. Oh, you live in Bahia. Oh my God, how amazing is Bahia? I'm moving to Caraíva. Where do you live? We don't have the same social. So about seeing her again, Jason, that's your choice. Like, I get that it might not happen naturally, but you can still like make an effort to see her, right? You have her contact details if you don't get them. We have social media. You manage to see me almost every day, and I live in Brazil. So, like, if you want to keep her in your life, you can. That's a choice that you and she get to make. Just because you won't be living together doesn't mean you don't ever have to see her again. But again, like, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to be bumping into each other in the kitchen, in the living room every day. You are going to be moving apart from each other. So even if you are in each other's lives, remain in each other's lives, it's going to feel different. And you have feelings about that. I get it. Hey, J-Lord. So it's cool that because I get a few people on my lives that live in Bahia and hopefully know where Caraíva is, even if you don't go there all the time. I know it's a really small place. Because I have never seen anyone on my lives that lives where I live. Only in neighbouring cities that are like 3 or 4 hours away. What is this dog doing? She's got her head. Cheve, what are you doing? She's got her head behind me. We've got the other dog sleeping here. So yeah, it will be really cool if I meet some people here on my lives that I can meet in real life. Have some real life friends. I do have real life friends now, by the way. I used to complain about that a lot at the start of these live streams, but now I have lots of friends, although I'm leaving them all again. All right, guys, we're coming up to 10 minutes till the end of the live. If you have any topics, coaching topics that you would like me to cover before I go, please let me know in the chat. I feel like today's been a bit more of a catch-up because I have not been here as often as usual. Do you do live every day? I try to. I recently, for the past month, have been working in a role and they keep putting meetings during my usual live time. But between Monday and Friday, I go live at this time as many days as possible. So make sure that you're following and you'll get the notifications when I go live. But it should be 11 a.m. Brasilia time, which is 10 a.m. EDT, every day. And this week, I know I can't go live on Thursday at that time, but I believe... and Wednesday, because I have to go to the doctor on Wednesday. But I believe Thursday and Tuesday, tomorrow and Friday, I will be live at 11. And on the other days, Wednesday and Thursday, it might just be a different time. So on the days where I'm not able to go live in the mornings, I am going to try and go live either in the afternoon or in the evening so that I can at least keep 5 per week. Because I've noticed that TikTok does not like when I take a little break. I was here for about 25 minutes talking to myself before anybody joined my live today, so I think TikTok's a little bit annoyed at me. Do you like there? I want to go to US. I like here where I live in Goiás. However, I've been here for 2 years now, over 2 years, and I'm ready to leave. I like it and I'm ready to leave. I will like Bahia. I know I will, because Bahia the vibe suits me. Living by the beach suits me. Being hot suits me. Wearing bikinis suits me. So I know I'm going to love Bahia. But that said, I also want to go to the US. I'm just waiting for the US to sort its shit out, because the US is... What the fuck is going on with the US at the moment? Like, the elections and the prices and the politics, and there are problems there at the moment. So I want those problems to be sorted, and then I'm going to move to the US. My lifelong goal is to move to the US, so I will move there one day. I have lived there before. I have lived in North Carolina. I have lived in Virginia. I've also spent a lot of time in LA, New York, a few other places as well. So I love the US, and the US needs to get better before I will move there. It will take 40 years to sort these problems. Like, I don't need all of the problems to be fully sorted, because I know that's asking too much, but just like a step in the right direction, like a good president would be a good start, you know, not a fucking criminal or a dead person. So, like, a good president would be a good start. Do you even have any good candidates, or are they all shit? Like, I'm not really following. I see bits and pieces about Trump and Biden, and I think the old vice president is running something like this. We need to bring back Obama. Yes, if Obama came back, I would be there. I would be there immediately. Or just somebody like Obama. Like, I don't really care if it's Democrats or Republicans, but somebody that actually wants the good of the country rather than the good of themselves. Right? I don't care what side they're on. But if they're striving for good rather than striving for nonsense, it's Trump versus Biden 2 at this point. Yeah, that's why I'm not moving there at the moment. So maybe I'll move there in another 4 years. Like, part of me is just over democracy, to be honest. Part of me is just like, this isn't working. Governments are not representative of the people. Governments do not try to do good for the countries, and the whole system is broken. But I'm aware that we're not going to fix that in the next few minutes. I think we need a whole new system, and I don't know what it is. I don't have the answers. So anyway, I don't really want to talk about American politics anymore. All I was trying to say is that I love the US and that I really do want to go there. I really do want to live there. I just don't want to live there the way it is at the moment. For now, I'm going to be happy living down with capitalism. Yeah, like, at this point, I have to agree. So I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. I'm going to stick myself at the beach, in the jungle, out of the way of everybody, spouting my opinions on TikTok for people to listen to if they want to. Free Palestine. Yes, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Oh my God, the whole situation is so, it feels so helpless, doesn't it? It feels so helpless. And I was thinking about this recently because, honestly, my life is going really well at the moment after a really shit 2 years, and everything's just kind of working out for me at the moment, which of course I love, but I can see how in the wider globe things are not working out at all, and there's so much pain, so much suffering at the moment that I feel really torn between celebrating myself and just being in utter dismay for others. So I think the key there is gratitude, right? Not to be proud, not to be pompous, but to be grateful that my life is working out well at the moment. I'm so grateful, and doing what I can to improve others' situations where and when I can. Anyway, that took a bit of a turn. I'm just blabbering on at this point. So I'm going to shut the live down. I will be back same time tomorrow. I'm like 99% sure I don't have a meeting tomorrow, so I will be back tomorrow, same time as usual. I will get back to doing these lives every day as much as I can, because I don't want to lose touch with you all. Yes, Danielle, please, we have 5 minutes, so go for it. Tell me your question. Yeah, I feel like when I'm not doing these live sessions, I feel like I lose touch with you all, and I don't like that. I like to know what's going on. I like to have my finger in the, what do they say? Finger on the pulse. That's it. Tell me your question. Right, while you're typing your question, I'm going to just be liking my own live here. Okay. I know so much things, but I do not feel secure to share it. What is your opinion? Okay, Danielle, this is a very vague question, but we'll go with it. So I teach intuition, and intuition is all about feelings and all about how you feel, feeling if something is right for you, feeling if something is not right for you. So if you do not feel secure in sharing what you know, then I would say don't. However, Perhaps it's only a function of sharing information in a particular way or sharing information on a particular platform, right? Maybe if you feel insecure sharing information on TikTok, for example, you could share it in a blog post. You could start a Substack. If you don't feel secure showing your face and talking about the information that you know, perhaps you could share it anonymously or create a persona to share the information. That's super easy to do with AI at the moment. You can literally create an AI model, an AI persona that will share information for you. There are many ways of sharing information. So if you feel like these things are important to share with people, important to get out there, important to bring to people's attention, and you don't feel secure doing it in one particular way, seek other ways to share the information. But my advice is not to do something that you feel is unsafe or insecure for you. Because in my experience, that is your intuition telling you that there may be negative effects for you if you do that. So a relevant example to you about this is I was in a cult. I was in a cult for a year. And after leaving the cult, I wanted nothing more to do with it. I felt insecure sharing the information that I had about the cult, right? Even though my friends or people that I had made friends with were still there, right? Were still suffering because of the cult. I didn't feel secure in sharing the information on TikTok because that's where I share most of my information, TikTok and Instagram. Until at a certain point, several of those friends and people that I know reached out to me in the course of like 1 or 2 weeks. Like 3, 4, 5 people reached out to me all at once saying, what's going on here? We feel unsafe. We feel like we're being taken advantage of. Why did you leave? What's your experience? And so after so many people asked me, and I knew then at that point that me sharing my information, me sharing my story was going to help other people. Sorry, just had to verify I'm still here because I've been on for an hour. After multiple people reached out to me asking me to share my experience with them because they were experiencing something similar, then my intuition was like, now is the time to share. So that's when I created a series on TikTok explaining my whole situation, telling my whole story. And off the back of that share, my whole life flipped upside down. From 2 years of struggle, from 2 years of fighting, from 2 years of having no income. As soon as I shared my struggle on TikTok, everything changed. Everything changed. Everything started going right for me. I started getting opportunities. My community started growing and becoming more active. I started getting more coaching clients. More and more opportunities started coming my way, and that's because I shared it at the right time and I shared it in the right way. Billy Hargrove, how weird that you're here. I have something to tell you. Hang on. So it's all about sharing in a way that feels good to you, Danielle. You must share in a way that feels good to you. So whether that's working on the timing or it's working on the medium, get it right. So exactly, there are so many ways to share information nowadays. So share it in a way that feels good to you, and you can rely on your intuition. You can rely on the feelings in your body to direct you towards what that might look like. If it feels bad, if it feels insecure, don't do it that way or at that time. Wait until it feels good, or find a way in which it feels good. Billy, I was watching a show last night, a movie. Oh my God, I smoked so much weed, I can't remember what it was. I was watching a movie last night. The thing is, I watch my movies on Portuguese channels, so the titles are in Portuguese, so I never actually know what the English titles was. So it was a movie. It was kind of a scary movie, and it was set around like the same time as Stranger Things, and there was there was a Billy Hargrove in it. Like, he wasn't called Billy Hargrove, but he looked just like Billy. He acted just like Billy. He was like the pretty boy with the big mullet hair, that was like really vain and wanting to like get in with the older ladies. And I thought of you because to me, in my head, you are Billy Hargrove. So yeah, it wasn't very interesting. It's just weird that you came on today after I was just had you in my head yesterday. I need to watch. Oh, what was it? Oh, The Black Phone. The Black Phone. Okay, so in Portuguese, it's called O Telefone Preta. The Black Phone. So I don't know. Go Google that. See what it's called. Phone. So it's about a boy that's like trapped in a room, and all he has is a black phone. Telefone preto. Yeah, this. So that's what it's called in Portuguese. I don't know if it's called that in English. It's a bit scary. It wasn't that good. It was all right. But yeah, one of the characters is a Billy Hargrove-esque character. So I thought of you. Black Phone. Yeah. I don't know if it's called that in English. Because normally in Brazil, they change the names of the movies so that they're like unrecognisable. I want to remember some of them so I can tell you because they're really funny. Oh, I'm going to make a video about that. The different film names, because they're so different, they're hilarious. Right, okay, I'm bordering on late now because you all just popped on like 5 minutes before I was about to leave. No worry, Danielle. I appreciate you allowing me to help you, as always. Billy, what are you saying? Something about your mum's friend? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I was talking about then. Check out the movie. Let me know what you think. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow.